Hello everyone, hope you're all well. Today I'm going to be talking about the first half of my week number 48 of 2024. Um, Woke up at around 8:30, texted my clients and for the online coaching, and went to a little taster day. This has been quite a cool 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's been pretty cool. Um, we'll enjoy recounting them. So that was very robotic. So yeah, work at 9 in the morning because we were all invited in to taste some of the new menu, and it was a very interesting. I've never done anything like this in any of the restaurants I've worked at, so I was very excited to do this. So I went to the restaurant, had some great food, and tried some stuff that I don't think I've ever had before, and it was fucking lovely. Very much enjoyed it. Um, then hung around for a bit. The guy wanted me to. I didn't anticipate staying past 12, but the guy had me staying until 2 doing some of these fucking online courses, which was a bit gay. But I was happy to be able to do them and have the chance to be paid to do them, because a lot of people did them at home and didn't get paid, but I'm doing it at work getting paid. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. All right, at least I'll take advantage of that. So yeah, did a few of those courses. I was supposed to start meal prepping after I got home from work at 12, but I got held back. So I got back, did my algebra practice, almost perfect. I think I got something like 9 out of 10 right, with ChatGPT being my teacher. It's an amazing teacher. It does actually get shit wrong sometimes. One time I said, give me 10 questions, give me the answers after. Tell me if I got it right or wrong. I gave it all the answers, and then I'm like, okay, just tell me if I got it wrong or right. When I gave it the answers, it said, right, this one was wrong. So I redid the maths on my paper, and I'm like, what? And then I thought, okay, I swear this is right. And then I do it another way, figure out another answer, which is the wrong answer. And then I give him the answer. He says, this is wrong too. This is the real answer. And I'm like, that's the fucking answer I gave you. And he's like, oh yeah, you're right. Sorry. What? I don't really know how it got it wrong, but whatever. I'm in a good mood, but I don't really feel like talking right now. It's a bit of a weird feeling I'm in. But we will push through. I feel like, oh fuck. I just want to talk with my brain. One day I'll get Neuralink. Fucking hell. Um, so yeah, then after that, got on my bike, went to the shops, went to meal prep, bought a chicken, already had rice at home. It's very. I think I literally just got chicken. Oh yeah, and carrots. Not a great choice of fibre, to be honest. I think broccoli would have been the classic option, but anyway, because they were like pre-chopped carrots, they just tasted really chemically. Gross. Anyway, it was a really, really basic chicken and rice. I just put salt and pepper on the chicken. Not really exciting, and yeah, I still have that. I had six portions. I've also now realised, annoyingly, that the Tupperware boxes that I purchased are too small, which is annoying. So I think I'm just gonna have to spend a lot of money on some big glass boxes because they're fucking expensive, which is not fun. But that's the world we live in, motherfuckers. Um, so yeah, the boxes I bought aren't big enough. I think they're something like 1 point something liters, and it's still too small to have the amount of rice I need for the sufficient amount of carbs. Ah, fucking hell. But it's all about trying. You know, you don't really get things all right the first time. So I've bought the wrong equipment. The food I make is pretty, it's hard to look forward to eating it. Let's just say that. So yeah, I've just got it. This is another skill that I'm developing. It's no different to any other skill. Like going to the gym with technique or waiting tables or coaching clients. It's the same, the exact thing. Just, I'm getting better by doing it more. I can't just stop, even though I want to. We keep moving. We do it again, and I actually had a little bit of a kick out of making the food, even though it was extremely simple. It felt good to be doing something good, as it always does. When you're doing something good, you're proud of yourself. You feel good, and then you're like, I'm gonna do more good stuff. It's a positive snowball. So yeah, prep the meal, and then I also had like 6 eggs on 4 slices of sourdough bread, with an extra bit of the surplus chicken breast. That was a good meal. I felt that was lovely. Um, Had that. I think that was about 2 hours. Oh yeah, not 2 hours. Finished the meal prep, and then I got on my bike, went off to jiu-jitsu. I went to jiu-jitsu in the evening, which I haven't done in a while. Sometimes I'm just like, it's a long way to go for like a sort of lackluster. 'Cause a lot. It sounds really bad, but a lot of the evening sessions just have a load of hobbyists, and I'm like, fuck, and then they're really busy, so you can't really roll that much. You know, the sessions are really packed, and it just annoys me a little bit. Um, but I was like, I haven't trained in a while. I'm not sure if I have an opportunity to train that much this week. I have to go now. I have the opportunity, so I went, and it it was all right. The first session was a bit annoying. I knew it was an introduction session, but it should have said introduction in caps, because usually, in my experience, a lot of the sessions that are advertised at a certain skill level is a little bit of a grey area. Like, it's advertised as a skill level because it looks good on the website, but basically anyone turns up. It was not the case this time. This time it was legit fucking noobs. I was like, oh my god. I don't even think there was a single blue belt. It was all white belts. I was like, shit. Um, and I'm a purple belt, so I just went in there, and this fucking dude was trying to teach me stuff, and I felt like saying, mate, let's just leave the teaching for the coach, yeah? Like, shut up. And his breath fucking stank as well, and he kept mouth breathing and coughing. I was like, if I get sick, I'm going to be fucking pissed off. But yeah, out of respect for my coach, because I do like the coach, I was like, I just sat through I wanted to get up and leave and just watch because there's 2 mats at this gym. I just wanted to get up and watch the gi session, and then jump into the no gi afterwards. Because there was another class after that. Because I have to travel so far. I at least have to do 2 classes to make it worth the journey. You know, I at least want a fucking training to travel ratio of 1. You know, 1 to 1. If I'm travelling for an hour, I want to be training for an hour. So if I have to travel for 2 hours, guessed it, 2 hours of training at least I want. But yeah, just fucking bit down through that session. It's a bit difficult, annoying too, but did it. And then did the high level no gi, and that was more fun. Even though I didn't have that much room to roll, I had some great rounds with some of the geezers down there, and also I was getting like mad compliments in the changing rooms, which is always interesting. I still don't really know how to respond to those, but you know, I won't lie, they're nice to receive. I'm not gonna fucking bullshit you. Yeah, so after training, went home on the nighttime TFL trains, which are always fun. I didn't actually see anything out of the ordinary that night. I just always have my fucking head on a swivel at night time on the trains. It's just really a funny place. Well, not a funny place, I guess an incredibly sad. Oh no, I did see something actually. Yeah, I saw some dude getting arrested. Yeah, it was pretty fucked. As I was walking up the train, some dude had his back against the wall, and these 2 police were holding him up against the wall. And yeah, he was getting fucking shaken down. Damn it, man. Yeah, so went up. I met an ex-police officer on the train. Actually, I know this dude. He's like my sister's best friend's dad, and he's an ex-police officer. And I spoke to him a lot when I was trying to get in. Of course, he got in at a time when there was no fucking quota, because that shit just didn't exist. Diversity quota, all that bollocks. I don't want to blame it super on that, because, you know, I see a lot of white police officers, but they are a lot older. I've never seen a white police officer my age. I'm sure they exist in the UK, but I've never seen one. So maybe they don't. Shit. Yeah, all the white police officers I see are a lot older, so they probably got in before this bollocks was implemented, but I don't know, man. On one hand, it feels like a stupid excuse, and like maybe this isn't even the reason the whole time, but on the other hand, that feels like what they'd want you to think. It's like, dude, stop blaming it on race. It's just because you weren't good enough. But is it though? Like, not to be a fucking arrogant cunt, but I literally tick all of the boxes. Like, on paper, I'm the perfect candidate. I was so shocked that I've got 3 failed applications and they wouldn't even see me for an interview. It blows my mind. Speaking of interviews, well, actually, that happened on Wednesday, so I won't mention it yet. But I have an interview with the Fire Brigade. Wow, that's what the video is going to be named after. So yeah, woke up. Oh, Tuesday was not great. I think, yeah, I don't remember what time I planned to wake up, but I woke up at fucking 12, which was not good. Don't know why I slept for so long, but I did. That was annoying. had my porridge, recorded some journals on the Tuesday. I think I caught up with everything because I was quite far behind. Caught up on then, and yeah, I wanted to go to the gym, but my mate was asleep. My mate sleeps like he's such a weird sleep schedule. Um, but yeah, so I couldn't go gym. So I just did some work, PT work, caught up with all my clients and all that shit. Had some time to do that finally, and then yeah, went to work on Tuesday night. I really could have done without working Tuesday night, but I was put on, so right, whatever. Turned up, was all good. Some lady proper pissed me off. So Tuesday night is one of our steak nights, and it's a very simple deal where if two or more people, or if people on the same table order from the steak menu, they're entitled to a bottle of wine. But it has to be the house bottle of wine, or they can upgrade to another bottle, another specific bottle, or any bottle. This lady had a random bottle of white wine, and when it came to the bill, she said, "Why haven't you taken this off the bill?" And I said, "Look, I'm very sorry, but that wasn't under any of the lists from the deal, so we can't take it off." And she said to me, "Well, I had a conversation with you at the start, and you specifically said that this wine can be taken off," which is complete bullshit. We never had that conversation, but she knows that the customer's always right, and I'm gonna have a hard time arguing it. So I said, "Look, I'll speak to my manager." I spoke to the manager. I was like, "Look, mate, she's saying we had this conversation, but it never happened. You know, I'll be honest with you, if I made a mistake, but this is not one of those times. You know, she's fucking lying." And he was like, "Fuck it, mate, just take it off. It's not worth it." And I understand his decision. I probably would have done the same as a manager. But it's just so annoying that this bitch got away with it. She just got like a £25 bottle of wine for free because she's a bitch and she lied. And I just walked up to her. I had the bill. I just put it on the table. I said, "Yeah, here you are. Here's the bill." And then when I came to take the payment, she was like, "I'm so sorry." I was like, "No, you're not. You know you lied. You know. I can see that you know." I feel like I'll be able to see if they genuinely thought they had that conversation with me, or if they know they lied. And this bitch knew she lied. I just took the payment and walked off. Fucking bitch. That really annoyed me. I got slightly angry just talking about it again. It's been over 48 hours now. But fuck me, she was a bitch. Anyway, her boyfriend just sat in silence. This whole conversation was going on. She's like, "We had this conversation with you." I'm like, "No, you didn't." Yeah, I couldn't imagine going out with a girl and her acting like that, especially if I was sat there the whole time and I know the conversation didn't happen as well. My God, that would be my last date with that bitch. You know, fucking hell. Anyway, so closed up around midnight. Some of the ex-employees walked in, and this dude actually had mad jokes. He was actually pretty funny. He was an ex-bartender. I never worked with him, but he knew all the people there, obviously, that had been there before me. And yeah, he's just a funny guy. I was like, "Fuck, I wish this guy still worked it. That would be funny." But unfortunately, not. Went to sleep. It's like 2 in the morning when I got back on Wednesday morning, which would have been Tuesday night, but technically Wednesday morning. Woke up at like fucking 5:30, I think it was, or 6ish. Whacked a modafinil. Now modafinil is a this is a drug for narcolepsy, which I don't have. I bought these tablets in India, but nootropic was the word I was looking for. Modafinil is like under the category of nootropics, and it has a side effects of people being able to do tasks they wouldn't usually want to do, or it like helps stop. In my experience, it's super good for stopping procrastination. Doesn't necessarily help focus, but it helps me stop procrastination massively. But yeah, the primary reason why it was developed was to stop narcolepsy, which is when people fall asleep in the middle of the day. Now I don't have that, but whatever it does, it stops you from feeling tired during the day. And fuck yeah, I was running on 4 hours of sleep, and I didn't feel tired until 2 o'clock that same day on fucking Thursday morning. I took this tablet at fucking 6:30, and I was good to go for the whole day. I did not feel like I was nodding off to sleep a single time, and I was sat on the train for about 3 hours. Usually, if I'm a little bit tired and I'm on the train, I'll start to nod off. Not today. Not on modafinil. It's a fucking magician drug, man. But I had the tablet, had my porridge. But yeah, this is the time. If I ever take modafinil, I have to take it super early. Otherwise, I'm up until 4 in the morning. So I have to take modafinil super early if I'm going to take it at all, which is really funny. It's a good drug, man. Fucking hell. Maybe I'm thinking of trying Adderall, but I don't know. Maybe. I'll ask ChatGPT how to get it. um, yeah, so basically, had the porridge, had my Nutella, and then got on the train. Long journey to Hammersmith, where I had my firefighting interview. It was a wonderful interview, wonderful little day. Man, Hammersmith is a very trendy little area, and yeah, went in there. And my first exercise, I went. Oh my god, there's a very attractive I don't even know if she's a fire lady. I think she just worked for the recruitment. But she was. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a pig, but I felt like she liked me. No, I don't know. Um, yeah, so she walked me to the room to do all like my maths and stuff. The maths was one thing I failed to realise was the algebra is timed. I forgot that. That's a pretty key part that I didn't really factor in when I was practicing. But it was really weird. Like the easier they were, the longer the time was, but the harder they were, the shorter the time was. I'm like, surely that would be the other way round, right? But no. I'm pretty sure I got 3/4 of the answers right, but then the last few, there wasn't even that many. I think there was about maybe fucking 8 questions. There really wasn't that many. But then the last two were like really long, and it gave me 5 seconds. I was like, what? The English one as well it was just all grey areas. It would give you like a comprehension test basically. So a paragraph of text to read through, and then it would say this is true or false, or cannot say from the block of text. So it'll be like a block of text on aviation, like an article about aviation, and then it will say this type of plane is popular in Japan. But then there'll be things talking about Japan, and there'll be things talking about popularity of the plane, but there won't be necessarily talking about popularity in Japan. It's like, oh, what do I just say? Can't say, or oh fuck's sake. I mean, that example I gave was pretty obvious there, but they just made ways where it wasn't exactly obvious. But this is a stupid test. Anyway, did that. Sat down there, I did fucking role playing test, which was pretty interesting. The guy was like, "Yeah, so here you are. This is what's gonna happen in the scenario. As soon as I open the door, the test is gonna start." I was like, "Okay." So I opened the door. The lady's like, "Oh my god, can you help me? Can you help me? I've been in a car crash. My husband's unconscious." There's no one there. We're acting. I have to pretend like there's a car crash and this dude unconscious, but there's not there. I was like, "Oh shit." I was like, all right, love, get off the road, would ya? Stand out of the way of the cars. Your husband's gonna be all right, probably, or maybe he'll fucking die." But obviously, I was very professional, and I think I did okay. There's a little examiner in the corner writing shit down. But yeah, it was interesting experience. Then I did 2 role-play exercises. Another one was very different. Um, it was like uh, we're a bunch of workmates in a corporate job, and one of the dudes made a slightly racist joke on WhatsApp, and I had to like pull them aside at lunch, be like, "Yo, I don't think what you said was all right. I think it's wrong." And then this person role playing was like, "Well, it was just a joke, innit?" I was like, "Listen, you can't be making jokes about that." It was just so weird because she knows she's acting. This chick is Asian as well. It's an Asian lady, and she's pretending to be a white dude who's made a racist joke about an Asian dude, and she's Asian. It was so weird. But yeah, yeah, that was interesting. And then as soon as the time ran up, her facial expression completely changed. And it was like, "Yeah, nice to meet you, thank you." I was like, "What the fuck?" So yeah, I walked out, had a little chill, and then I was in for my person-to-person interview with 2 firemen, and that was actually pretty sick. I feel like I messed up on some of the questions though, but they said, "We'll ask you if you want to add anything to all of the questions," but just the way they said it, I was like, fuck, should I have said something else? But I could tell that they wanted me to do well. I didn't get the feeling that they, like, sometimes you get the feeling like, this guy trying to catch me out. I felt like they actually wanted me to do well. At one point, they actually said, "Look, we're not going to write that down. Don't ever mention that again." And that was like second jobs for firemen. And I knew that all of them did it. I knew that all firemen have second jobs. But they're like, "Don't mention that again." I was like, okay, shit, I didn't know that was a bad thing, but apparently it's bad. Um, and yeah, also, he's like, I mentioned that I was a jiu-jitsu practitioner and that I've taught it sometimes. And there was two firemen. One of them said, "Okay, so what do you do to relax?" And the other one said, "He chokes people unconscious." And I was like, "Do you train as well?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, man." That was a cool moment. And then he was also an ex-scaffolder. Me and this guy had so much in common. He's a fucking G as well. Yeah, both of them were fucking well alright. I could tell, yeah, I could tell they wanted me to do well, but some of the questions were bollocks. You know, they didn't write the questions. One of the questions was literally, how, in what way does the London Fire Brigade interacting and understanding local cultures make them better at their job? That was the question. I'm pretty sure basically verbatim that was it. And you know, if I was working, if this was a police interview, that'd be an easy answer. It's like, okay, well, when you're close to other cultures, they'd like you more and they'd feel more comfortable to come to you with issues and report crimes. But we're not the police, we're the fucking fire brigade. When's the last time someone's house was on fire and they're like, you know what, the fire brigade have not made a decent effort to reach out and understand my culture, so I'm not going to call the fire brigade, I'm going to let my house burn down. Who's ever said that ever? No, you call the fuck, my house is on fire, I'm called the fire brigade. You don't think, oh yeah, remember that time they came to my son's school hall, did a little assembly? No. What? What? I don't understand. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. But I was like, guys, I literally said, like, they said take as much time as you need, any silence is fine for the question. I was like, I don't have anything for you on that one. And I think they knew it was a stupid question, but they had to ask it. He even apologises. Like, look, I've got to say some of this stuff is written down. I have to say it. Um, yeah, it was. It was a yeah. I was anticipating all this shit as well because this is just the world we live in, especially when you're dealing with these big organisations. It's just it's unbelievable. What the fuck is happening? I'm just recounting all the times I've experienced things like this in a professional setting. It's insane. Anyway, I I felt relieved to get it done because to be honest I was dreading it. And you know, do I want to be a fireman? Yeah. Do I want to be it as bad as a lot of? Nah, not really. You know, I applied a year ago. I forgot about it when they said time to do the test. I was like, ah, fuck it, why not? I've got the opportunity. I guess I'll do it. If I'm not successful, I find out in 4 weeks. If I'm not successful, I'm probably not gonna try again. I told them I would because I thought that'd be a good thing to say in the interview. But they didn't. That wasn't a question, by the way, because that'd be a very bad sign. But I was like, so he's like, so you're determined, yeah? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, so if you didn't get into this time, you'd go in again. I was like, yeah, mate, I would. The other guy was like, yeah, I didn't get in until my third try. Mate, fuck that. Oh my god. Not that I'm not determined, but like I just don't want to do it enough to try 3 times and go through all this fucking bullshit. It'll be a cool opportunity, and I'll definitely switch up and do it on the side of PTing. Um, but I'm not probably going to try again. Probably not, especially if I have to wait another year. Why would I do that? By that time, I'd want to be making full-time money off PTing. So yeah, just another little adventure. I guess I'm taking myself on. But yeah, it was cool. After that, came out of the fire station and treated myself to a little pizza because there's all these places in Hammersmith to eat. There were so many places. Had that, and then I also had a coffee and Dunkin' Donuts. I said to the lady, "What do you recommend?" She's like, "Do you like white chocolate?" I was like, "Yeah." She gave me this like Christmas donut. It was amazing, pretty good. Got on the train, got home. I actually saw one of my mate's mates. I recognised him because I used to go gym with them. Fucking 2 years ago, I recognised this dude in Hammersmith. I was like, "What the fuck's this guy doing in Hammersmith?" This is like hour and 40 minutes away from where I used to go gym with this motherfucker, and I see him anyway. Doesn't matter. Um, yeah, went home, started doing my planning for what I think that was the rest of the day, was it? Coaching work. What was the planning for? I don't know. I wrote down planning. Did the coaching work, had some food, and then before I knew it, I had to get on my bicycle to go and do the PT. Yes, with the coaching, I just made sure everybody was up to date on their workouts and had workouts to move into. I try to make sure that I'm 2 workouts ahead of all of my clients, and that seems to be a good policy. So if they're on, say for example, session 2, I want to make sure I've at least got session 4 booked in advance. 2, 3, and 4. Um, yeah, biked the PT. Had a pretty fun PT. You know, it was always fun to chat with. Fucking knee slapping jokes all over the place. You know, and yeah, rode back. I went straight to the gym because yeah, I didn't really want to, but I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna go to the gym and then eat and then go to bed. Had a pretty decent session in the gym. The fucking leg extension machine was in use the whole time, so I didn't use it. But I did everything else in the workout. This is my first session with grips as well. I bought some grips on Amazon, and yo, they're actually really good. You know, I never really thought about it until recently, when my grips were the first thing to fail. Because I always took pride in my grips. I've definitely above average grip strength, definitely. Um, but yeah, I'm still mortal. You know, I get to a certain weight, and I'm like, fuck, I could have done more of that if it wasn't for my grips. And yeah, they're actually the fucking bollocks. I like grips a lot. I can tell that it's gonna enhance the gains. Um, and yeah, I did 2 arm rows with them with the dumbbells, and yeah, the wrists were not a problem at all. The grips weren't a problem. It's usually actually my forearms more than the wrists hurt first. Um, but yeah, it was the fucking bee's knees. Love grips. Would definitely recommend them to any people that have been lifting for a while and like, on the fence. Definitely get them. So yeah, that was it really. That was the Wednesday, and then went to fucking bed, didn't I? A really good half week. Not much progress with my coaching, but then again, I'm still just running the clients through the motions. Um, so yeah, I suppose I'm learning. I need to think about more about the development of the coaching stuff and what I'm going to do with it to market it, etc. But I've just been, I've had a good half week. I've pat myself on the back, eh? But yeah, by Sunday, well, actually, I did write shit down. I don't even think I did a single fucking thing. Um, right, I'm gonna leave it open. I'm not just gonna be a lazy cunt, but I don't really have any ideas of anything I want to achieve specifically for Sunday in that time period. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna leave it open. I'm gonna just get good shit done, do good work. Thank you for watching. Hope you're all well. Let me know how you are if you're watching. I care about you. See ya.